go.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Today I'm very pleased to announce that we've got 4 new drug dogs who have been recruited to SAPOL, and I want to introduce them to you. We have 4 Labradors who started their course last week, and they are going to provide us a great increase in our capacity to detect drugs in the community. Most importantly, 2 of these dogs have been funded by the government's ICE task force, so that's specific funding to increase the size of our dog operations unit by 2 dogs and 2 handlers, and that will allow us to make some significant inroads into reducing the supply of drugs to people in the community, and that's what these drug dogs are about. They're about identifying the odour of drugs within the community, and it could be in drug transit routes, or it could be at events, or it could just be in areas of high pedestrian traffic. To give you some more information about this, I'd like to hand over to the Minister.
Thank you very much, Assistant Commissioner. This is a very exciting day to have these 4 dogs now in training in South Australia, including the 2 additional dogs that were being funded through the ICE task force. We wanted to fund these additional dogs for our police to have additional capacity to be able to detect drugs in our community, and specifically obviously with ICE being an increasing issue in our community, the police need more resources, and that's why we put more resources into drug detection. We've put more resources into drug kits across the state in country areas for our police to have a greater ability to detect drugs, and also there's greater funding going into covert operations that our police are running. These dogs, once they're fully trained up, will have amazing capability to detect drugs. I was lucky enough to accompany our police out on Harney Street a few weeks ago, where we had one of these fully trained up pad dogs in operation there. And the capability that they have to detect substances is first class. If you see one of these dogs, once they're fully trained, coming at you and they sit down next to you, let's say you are definitely in trouble, because our police will be following up on you. They're passive detection dogs, so essentially what they do is they'll have ability to smell different substances they're trained for, and sit down next to you if they smell that substance, in which the police will follow up and investigate further what substances are on your body. So to have these additional 2 dogs is an excellent capacity for our police, both in terms of being able to be proactively out in the community at major events or in the city, but also responsive where there's issues that have been identified, or where the police are investigating certain premises. These dogs will be excellently capable of detecting drugs in those sorts of circumstances in a way that no human can. These dogs can do it. Our police handlers do an excellent job in terms of training them. It's a 10-week training process. We work with the Australian Customs and Border Security Service in terms of the training that they go through. And the dogs live with the police officers and their families, and obviously become quite a part of the family, as well as playing their important role serving with our police out on the beat to protect our community.
Maybe Noel, can you tell us a bit about the training that these dogs go through?
Yeah, it's a 10-week training program. They're in their 2nd week, just starting their 2nd week now. It's all about getting them used to smell of particular drugs, and it's a reward-based system. So when they find the drug, they're given something to eat. And Labradors love to eat, so they work extra hard to actually find the drugs.
And just can you tell me about the sense of smell? Just how how can they detect these drugs? Are they pretty spot on?
A dog's sense of smell is hundreds of times more powerful than a human's, so they can detect things that we would have no concept that it was even about.
How many of these dogs are there already in the field?
We've got 7 at the moment, and we'll be increasing to 9 total.
And how did these dogs get selected to be part of the program? Were they bred into it, or did they show special skills?
Yeah, they're specifically bred. The Australian Border Force, the Customs Agency, has a very long breeding program. They've been working in this area forever, basically. We work in collaboration with them instead of competition, and when they have a appropriate litter, we can source dogs from there.
When do you expect them to graduate, or when will we see them out on the beat?
So we've got another 9 weeks to run, and then they'll be out on the road.
Right. So what sort of, can you be more specific about where people would see that? You're saying events per se as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We deploy the dogs in a variety of places. There are drug transit routes. We know that there are specific roads, main highways across the state where drugs are transported in heavy vehicles and also passenger cars. And we have specific authority to stop those vehicles and let the drug dogs check the cars and trucks over, so we use them there. We use them in places like Hindley Street on specific nights to identify people who are bringing drugs into the place. We want to stop supply within places like entertainment precincts, but also at concerts and other major events. So even Australia Day, we would have had those dogs deployed.
How much does it cost to sort of train one of these? What do they worth?
I don't have that, but I'll have to get it for
Do
you.
you know how much money, Minister, we've put into it?
Yeah, so it's additional $500,000 for the additional 2 dogs, so that goes